Alright beans, it's time for a shoe review, which I have not done one of in a while. I won't be spending that long on this because there's really only a limited number of things anybody needs or wants to know about a shoe. So we'll get straight into it. So I'm doing my 1,000 kilometer review of the Freet Pace. I say 1,000 kilometer, these shoes have actually done over 1,500 kilometers before I've gotten around to reviewing them. So they've been through a lot, and we'll go through how they've held up over the amount of time that I've used them. Freet are a small outdoor shoe company based in Yorkshire in the UK. Their focus is generally on creating sustainable minimalist footwear. The Freet Pace is their more performance oriented running shoe, I guess. They don't really have anything that's sort of specifically a performance shoe, but I'd say this is probably the closest thing they have to one. In terms of key features of the shoes, they are a foot shaped shoe, so the toe box is nice and wide. It allows your toes to splay out, so they've got lots of room. The upper of the shoe is made of recycled coffee grounds, as are a few of their other products. The shoe also comes with an ultralight insole, so that if you're not up for that like full-on minimalist zero cushioning experience, you do have the option to have the insole in, which means you can still get a pretty minimalist experience with a little bit of cushioning to help you cope with longer distances on hard surfaces. The website does state that the Freet Pace is for lots of different activities. I'd say it is their best performance running shoe so far from what I've experienced of the brand. So when it comes to minimalist shoes, we don't really have much in the way of cushioning or support to worry about because the shoes don't have much of that in the first place, so there's nothing to break down. So essentially, mostly what I'm going to be talking about is the durability of the shoe. There are a couple of areas where the sole has started to come away from the shoe. It's a similar issue I had with the Freet Feldum, but that also didn't start to happen to the Freet Feldum until after I'd hit 1,000 kilometers in those. So I'd say 1,000 kilometers before the shoe starts to show signs of falling apart. It's still pretty good going, and these lasted way beyond 1,000 kilometers before I've started to see the sole coming away. The sole itself, very little wear on it. There's a little bit on the outside. I guess it's more to do with my foot strike pattern that's showing some wear, and there's effectively no degradation in the upper of the shoe. There's a little tiny bit where there's a hole developing, but pretty much it's intact. I will be able to keep using them for quite a bit longer, I think, before they actually fall apart, although I will relegate them to sort of more easy runs and stuff now. They're still very usable. In terms of comfort, I find them really comfortable to wear. They're basically just like wearing a nice pair of socks with hard soles on them. Super comfy. I've done loads of training in them. I've raced in them a few times. No complaints at all about how they feel on the feet themselves. I think the ultralight insole gives you enough for if you're doing longer road races, and then if you really want to strip down a bit more, you can just take it out if you want that experience. But I find them they've been a good all-round road shoe. I wouldn't necessarily use them that much for trails unless it's really hard packed trails, because they don't have much in the way of extra lugs, so if it's muddy or whatever, you're going to struggle. Definitely a great minimalist shoe for road running, definitely good for day-to-day use. I have used them for traveling and stuff as well, and they were great for that, because they pack down really small if you need to just take a pair of shoes for walking around if you're on holiday or whatever. Really useful for that kind of general use stuff as well, not just running, and I'd say they're pretty good for the gym and whatnot as well. So if you're not looking to run in minimalist shoes, but you are looking for like a minimalist shoe for the gym or general use, I'd say probably grab a pair of these if you don't want to spend £3 bajillion on a pair of Vivo Barefoots. These are a good alternative to something like a Vivo Barefoot or a Vibram if you don't want to fork out all that cash. I'd say 85 quid is a pretty reasonable price point if you compare it to the rest of the market and how long these things have lasted. Okay, I think that's all I've got to say on the shoe itself. Yep, not much else to go with. Very durable, very comfy, pretty reasonably priced. Thumbs up out of 10 from me. I don't currently have a video plan for next week, but I'm playing with the idea of maybe doing something on what I've been eating to fuel 9 runs a week and 4 strength training sessions. We might do something like that, so keep your eyes peeled, and I will catch you next time.